Welcome once again, students. I will request you all to like and share the video if they are helpful, and please do subscribe the channel. So welcome once again. That's a very important, very interesting question here. Okay, so this question is based on some concept or maybe a trick and one concept also. Okay, so once you know it, you can apply it anywhere, but if you don't know it, I strongly believe we can't approach that question using this trick and the concept. See, the thing which I am going to use here is the result is Leibniz rule of differentiation. So what is it? So we use this rule of differentiation to differentiate a definite integral. So let's say if I say f of x, so it's like g of x to h of x, small f of xt with respect to x. So the variable of integral is x. I'm sorry, variable of integral is x here. Okay, and the limit goes from g of x to h of x. If you have this integral, so of course, in that case, we will be getting it in terms of function of t also and as a function of x also. Just a minute, I need to change it because I will say that the variable should be just a minute, right. So variable should be, the variable of integral in that case should be t, because then t goes from g of x to h of x. Okay, so f, the integrand, is a function of x also, it's a function of t also. Now to differentiate such a function with respect to x, differentiate such a function with respect to x, and of course we won't get a function of t here because see, we have already put the limit over t. T goes from g of x to h of x. Okay, so it will be overall the function of x only. I believe you could have got that. So if I have to differentiate, the Leibniz rule of differentiation says that first we differentiate the integrand with respect to the partial derivative with respect to x, treating t as a constant, okay, and then the normal notation which says, okay, replace the variable of the integral, that is t here, by the upper limit of the integral into derivative of upper limit minus replace t, the variable of integral, by the lower limit and differentiate the lower limit. So that's your Leibniz rule of differentiation. Actually what happens is we use normally this portion. Normally, what shall I say, rather I will say almost 99.9 or 5% times we use only this portion. So that's why we miss this portion. And see, you would have also found initially also, so that I have to also think to write this form, okay, because we don't use it. So that's an exceptional type of question which I am sharing with you people, which might be helpful for your advanced level questions, bacho. Okay, so that's it. So that's your Leibniz rule of differentiation to differentiate a definite integral. Okay, so if you want me to repeat, rather I will repeat. Okay, so the function, the integrand is a function of x also and a function of t also, where t is the variable of integral, t goes from gx to hx. I have to differentiate it with respect to x. Okay, then the derivative of the integrand with respect to the partial derivative of the integrand with respect to x. So if you wish, you can use del notation also, which is the notation for partial derivative, and keeping t constant, and then the rest of the form is replace t by upper limit into derivative of upper limit minus replace t wherever in the function you have t, the variable of integral, by lower limit into derivative of lower limit. Okay, now the point is, you must be thinking where and how to use it, because that's not even a function of x. I mean, that's a constant because x goes from 0 to 1. So that's a constant value. So if it's a constant value, we are going to differentiate it. We will of course get 0. But there lies the trick. So that was the concept for which or from which this portion is extremely important. Okay. Now that was the part of concept. Now as I said, a trick also, I will say let our integral be a function of a, or a doesn't suit normally, so I will say okay, let us assume it in terms of p, and which is 0 to 1 x raised to the power p minus 1 upon ln x with respect to x. Now this integrand bachcho is a function of x and p dx. Variable of integral is x. Like in previous, the variable of integral was t. Okay, be very clear. So now this integrand is a function of x and p, and of course the value of the integral I will be overall a function of p. So therefore, not differentiating this integral with respect to p. Apply Leibniz rule of differentiation. What it says. So first step is we'll be differentiating this partially with respect to p, keeping rest of the things as it is, plus now I will be replacing x by the variable of integral by upper limit and derivative of upper limit, which is a constant, is 0, minus replace x by 0, and again is a constant, derivative 0, so rest everything is 0 here. That's what you get. Now just do it. So this implied derivative of I with respect to p gives us 0 to 1. Differentiate this with respect to p. So isn't that an exponential function in terms of p, treating x as a constant? So you get it as x raised to the power p into ln x minus 1, derivative is 0 upon ln x, since ln x is a constant with respect to x. That's gone. So what do we get? We get, now integrate, because it's a simple integral with respect to x. So integral of x raised power p with respect to x is x raised power p plus 1 upon p plus 1, 0 to 1. So when you replace x by 1, you get 1 upon p plus 1 minus 0. So that's it. So what do we get here? So therefore di with respect to p, derivative of it I with respect to p is 1 upon p plus 1. Now since we need I, integrate it again. So di is dp over p plus 1, integrating both the side, we get I here, ln of p plus 1 here, of course one indefinite integral constant, because now we are integrating with respect to like indefinitely, okay. Now to get c, I will say put p equal to 0, put p equal to 0. So I0 will be how much? So therefore I0 will be 0 to 1, x raised power 0 is 1 minus 1 upon ln x dx, and that's 0. So I0 is 0. So put p is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to ln 1 plus c. So c is 0. So therefore we can say that Ip is nothing but ln of p plus 1. Now what do we need? We need I3. So therefore I3, that's our integral 0 to 1 x cube minus 1 upon ln x. So that will be ln 3 plus 4 ln 4. That's the answer. A very special question according to me for you people. But if you find any difficulty, you can tell me with the help of comment box. I will try to answer you in those comment box. But I will suggest you all, if you understand, don't understand it well in one go, you should like try to listen to it, watch this video carefully, and then you may repeat it after trying it yourself. Wherever you get stuck, then you should re-watch it, because that's one type of question which will help you in solving such tricky questions, bachcho, where you should have an idea that we can start with something like this also, and using Leibniz rule, and particularly this part of the Leibniz rule of differentiation, bachcho.